the Gamers Pass podcast, where us gamers get together and just chat about things that are going on in the gaming world and basically what we want to talk about. And today, joining me is Lightsy. Lightsy, how you doing with a new scenery background?
Yeah, temporary background.
A temporary background. How come? Tell everyone.
Well, I made a trip on Friday, and now I'm like a half hour away from Paul.
Yeah, so we actually get to hang out with Lightsy and some of her friends. And we went to dinner and with my wife and my oldest kid too, and it was a great time, lots of fun. And also joining me is Lee Everett. Lee, how are you doing today?
Doing great, yeah.
Excellent. How's your week going?
It's going all right. It's going to be a bit of a wacky weekend. Yesterday I got my second COVID vaccine. So
how are you feeling?
Feeling fine. I didn't feel anything the first time either. So.
What flavor did you get?
It was called the Pfizer vaccine.
Yes. Yeah, that's the first one I got was Pfizer. I haven't got my second one, and I got to book it and do it.
Right. Well, I just had my second, so.
I was supposed to get my second one done a few weeks ago, and then us boys had already made an appointment to get all tatted up. So I was like, do I get vaccinated or do I get stabbed for an hour and a half? And I chose to get stabbed for an hour and a half. So
you got your priorities in order.
I have my.
You got more needles instead of one.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I am going to get my second one, and Pfizer is the one I hope to get. It's either Pfizer or Moderna. I think those are the two.
My second one was Moderna, so I got Pfizer for the first one and Moderna for the second.
Any issues with you?
No, not really. I mean, my arm was a bit sore, and I was like super tired for the weekend, but that was it.
All right, cool. All right, Lightsy, we're going to start with you. What have you been playing this week or overall the last 2 weeks? Because we did miss last weekend. My fault, of course.
Did we? Yeah. Well, I have been playing Pokemon Unite.
Yep.
And this week recently I got back into Overwatch again. Been playing some of that.
I seen one of your posts about that. So what brought you back into Overwatch?
A boy.
A boy?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Okay. Fill me in. Give me some deets. This is great.
So he found me on Tinder last week and just slid into my DMs on Instagram. I was like, hey, I came across you and we seem to have a lot of in common. I stream, you stream.
We all stream for ice cream. Very nice. Okay.
So yeah, and he was just like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. So he was like, he wanted to take me out this weekend. I was like, well, I've already got plans going away. So he was like, well.
So is he in Nova Scotia? I would assume he's
he's in Halifax.
So that is crazy cool. So lo and behold, a Tinder hookup, and here I am. Let's play some video games. So there needs to be, I guess, a separate app for gamers.
Well, there is one. What is it called? Noobly. It's literally just for gamers to find other gamers to play with. It's not even for dating or anything.
That's incredible. I was just being silly. I'm super old. I'm way out of the game for that sort of lifestyle, so I would never even think of, you know what, if I hop on Tinder, maybe I can get a gamer friend, someone who I can play Overwatch with or something. Well, that's really cool. Well, good stuff. And I assume you're meeting Diva as well.
I was playing Diva. I switched it up to Orisa. I don't know what her name is. And then I was playing Mercy for a bit too.
All right. And what are you playing on PS4?
PC. I was playing on the PC. Yeah.
Look at that. Okay. Anything else?
No. Josh just joined us though.
Okay, Josh is here. Well, good news.
We've got him.
Awesome. Right. Hello.
Look at this guy right here. This is on Twitch, right? Selenanil.
That's right.
Excellent. All right. This is a fine young man. We actually all went to dinner last night. It was great. He is leaving for Japan this Thursday to go.
Real soon
to be for teaching, which is going to be amazing. And I want to live through his post on either Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, because that's super exciting. And Josh, I'm happy you could join us, man. We're excited to have you.
No, I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. in your
Your own house.
In my own house.
That's good. Hey, what have you been playing over the last little while?
I'd like to say I've been playing a wide variety of games, but really, I've just been playing Apex Legends and Returnal.
Okay. I don't think.
And
I've
if you've
tried
never
Returnal.
played Returnal, highly recommend it.
What is it?
It is a third-person shooter roguelike.
Yes. Okay.
So, games like The Binding of Isaac,
Yep.
Enter the Gungeon, the kind of die, the game resets, but there's permanent progression unlocks.
Yep.
It's that, but if it was made by a AAA company with insane graphics
Look
sound
great.
design,
Yeah.
controls tight as possible,
Okay.
and it has a ridiculously good story that's just pulls you in.
Huh.
It's possibly the best roguelike I've ever played, and I've been super addicted to it.
I just Googled it. I'm familiar with the game. So yeah, that's crazy. The graphics are insane because all the roguelikes I've played are Game Pass roguelites, and I forget the names of them, but they're almost like 8-bit sort of or 16-bit sort of graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't
a
played
big
Hades yet, and I can't wait
genre,
to
right?
try that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
But
cool.
Returnal is just like, whew. I've been
It's
working on 100%. It's a grind, but I'm getting there.
Okay. Excellent. Good stuff. For me, this over the last while I was playing Pokemon Unite, but we're gonna talk about Pokemon Unite or Pokemon Unite in a little while. But I fired up Beautiful Katamari. If you've never played a Beautiful Katamari, Reroll is on Game Pass right now, and I love that it's like this little being and a ball. And all you do is you push the ball over smaller things, and you keep getting bigger and bigger until you're eventually sucking up all the world and everybody. It's so addicting. It's foolish. It's crazy. The music is awesome, and I love it. I started The Ascent. That just came out on Game Pass as well. The Ascent is, at first, a little frustrating. One of my annoyances is you have to press B to like a tutorial or a pop-up will show up, and you have to press B. This, they want you to hold B. And so when I came up to a beam, I had to press B just to crouch down, go over, and come back up. Well, the tutorial popped up to press B, so I had to hold B to get rid of the tutorial, and it was quicker going underneath the beam than it was to actually press B on accept for the tutorial, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I tweeted the company. I was like, you guys need to fix this because it's super frustrating. But the way the game is like a dual stick shooter. And it reminds me a little of Smash TV from back in the old arcade days in the early 90s. So yeah, you use both sticks. Left stick to move, right stick to move your gun wherever you're going. There's different power-ups, but it's in a steampunk world. It looks freaking great. Lots of creatures and whatever. And the game's actually a lot of fun. After you get past that first little bit of annoyance, super good. Now, we're keeping Lightsy up big time. This is awesome.
Totally past my bedtime.
And the latest game I found yesterday. Now check this out. It's on Game Pass. It seems to be a Game Pass podcast right now. But I downloaded a game called Last Stop, and it is incredible. It starts out, this guy and girl are running from the police. They're running through the subway. It's all based in London or the UK. It's strictly British. And Lee, I want to write down all of the things that they say because I'm like, why would you say it like that? And just to have that conversation with you, like the girl in one scene had her phone and she shines a light, the flashlight. And she's like, "It's a good thing I have a torch." I'm like, a torch?
Yeah,
Come
they call
on.
that a torch.
Yeah, it's
So-
called a torch.
No, but anyways, it is 100% British. Everything. Like from little like crap. Apparently, is a bad word.
Not like it's not a swear word. It's
Well, a
just
dad apologized to the daughter, saying, "Oh, sorry for my language," because he said
Oh, right,
crap.
okay.
When I was like, "Okay, wait a minute," because I say that all the time. But anyways, the last stop, it starts off with the couple running, and then the girl goes into this green door with the guy standing there, and they disappear and vanish, and the dude's like, "What?" And then it goes to a subway with 3 people sitting there. And chapter 1, and you choose this guy, do his story. Then it goes to this girl, starts her story, and then this girl, and then you can keep choosing their stories to keep going. It is so brilliant, well done. It's a story driven game, one of the most engaging games I've played in a long time. It is that flippin' good. So Last Stop, play it. Highly recommend it. I don't know if it's out for anything else. It could be, but either way, free on Game Pass. I love it. I think I'm almost done it. I'm on chapter 4 now, so that's really good. All right, guys. Anything else? Excellent. Okay, well, let's jump in. Lee, we want to take you, since you are now our Fortnite guru. There was a story about Epic Games confirmed that the next Fortnite event will be a 3-day music festival called the Rift Tour, which will feature a record-breaking superstar. I don't play Fortnite anymore, but I know there's people like when Gaz joins the podcast, he loves Fortnite, so I like.
You could have totally gone on about this one.
I know, eh? And so, it's all good. I know there's others that love Fortnite as well. Me name's Cho and all those guys. So Lee, what do we got?
Well, like you've pretty much covered it. I mean, there's not really much to say on it. Like if you like Fortnite and you like Ariana Grande, then tick both those boxes. But like there were these sort of different shows that they had on for the Rift Tour.
Okay.
And it was through the 6th of August to the 8th of August. So
they already did it. Okay. Did you?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
No, and you didn't read anything about it or anything?
We watched something of it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah,
just on YouTube, but like it didn't have any of Ariana Grande's songs.
Yeah, they kept having a lot of music, and I kept going, "Is this her?"
No.
Yeah, because I don't know her music either. I wouldn't have a clue. I don't know. Like Epic Games is like, what would be great? Fortnite, Ariana Grande. Like, why? I don't see the comparison.
They've already done a lot of concerts in games.
Fortnite, LeBron James. At this point, they're just doing everything.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I think the only one that really made sense was that Marshmallow producer or whatever his name is. Because even like my 11-year-old knows about him and his songs and stuff like that. So I don't know. There was a rapper, was it 2 Chainz that did something with Fortnite as well? I'm not sure, but Star Wars events and all that stuff. It's great to have the events. I think that's fantastic, but we're so far away from Fortnite for what it was that it's really no big deal anymore.
I remember you doing like stream after stream of like doing the Marvel one where you had the Thanos gauntlet.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even really like that.
Yeah. And then I think like one of the first things they did in Fortnite was it like a John Wick thing?
Yes, they did
like,
do the John Wick pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the first one?
It was very early on. It might not be the first one.
I was kind of out of the Fortnite scene way back then as well. So, Huh. Okay. Cool. Well, that's Fortnite, guys. Do you guys play it? Josh, do you play Fortnite at all, or have you, or did you used to?
I mean, we used to play Fortnite together on occasion.
Yep.
You and me.
It was so long ago, man. I think it was like at least 2.5, 3 years or something, wasn't it?
3 years.
It's time flies. I played it. I played it a lot with a lot of friends, basically.
So, but you haven't really returned, though, eh?
No, I think I picked it up again like last year for a little bit just to try it out. Because some friends asked, like, "Hey, what's Fortnite like?" And I'm like, "Oh boy, okay." Well, you build, and they're like, "I thought it was a shooting game." I'm like, Yeah, but it's a building game first.
Yeah. Which, you know what, though? It was fun back in the day. It was a whole lot of fun, and I tried it again.
It was a lot more fun before everyone knew what they were doing.
Yeah, no, that would be true, too. I don't even know if these top guys like Ninja and all those guys still play Fortnite. Are they onto Warzone? I know Tim the Tapman's on Warzone.
A streamer I watch would still occasionally play Fortnite, but she was like very competitive.
Ah, okay.
I guess they have like a 1v1 mode and like a 2v2 mode now that you can do, like an arena thing. And watching her play, it's like oh, you're just, I don't ever want to play you because you will kill me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I tried to stream it just this current season, and I felt dirty after I did it. And so I kind of, and I will try next season just to see, but I think that's kind of it.
I mean, you were having a bit of fun at the time, like apart from like the how much it's changed sort of
Yes,
thing.
yeah, the
But
whole
then,
UFO thing and stuff is.
yeah, but then after the stream, you just wanted to take a shower.
Oh yeah, it just didn't feel right, and that's a sad. Just you want those. Sometimes you just want those glory days back, I guess.
Mm.
Playing some of these games. All right, let's go. Lightsy, Lee is still playing this, and Lightsy, I want to go to you first. And Josh, I know you haven't played it yet, or you've seen some stuff, but Pokemon Unite, they had some updates and all of that stuff. Here we are. What, we're 2 weeks in, or a little over 2 weeks now, aren't we? All right.
Yeah, I think we're like
2.5 weeks.
16, 17 days in.
Yeah, break it down for me from your perspective. Like, what do you like, and what did you see for updates and all of that stuff?
Which of us?
You, yeah.
Oh, I haven't gotten really to play it much since they've done the buffs and nerfs on anything.
Yeah.
I played a match or two the other night for Josh to show him what it was.
Yeah.
And I just played Pikachu.
Cool.
I didn't play Charmander, Charizard to see his buffs or anything. Just
Now, Josh, we did talk about this a little bit last night. If you could just relay some of your thoughts on what you've seen, because you have played MOBAs, right?
Yeah, I've played like Heroes of the Storm, League of Legends, a little Dota, a bunch of those games.
Yeah.
I did the tutorial.
Okay.
For Unite. I did the tutorial on someone else's Switch, on someone else's account, so I didn't do it on mine.
Yeah.
It seemed interesting. Like, I liked it was a lot of focus on like the jungle and capping those neutral camps for points, because that's something I liked a lot from Heroes of the Storm, was knowing when to rotate where and how to do that stuff. And it seemed fun, and it seemed Pokemon, but I don't know. I don't use the Switch enough to be super comfortable with the controls.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'd be going to like upgrade an ability, and I'd just be hitting the wrong button. And I'm like, I really need this upgrade now. What am I doing? But it seemed good. I looked at the store. I saw there were a lot of things.
Yep.
And I went to just like try out a Pokemon, because like when I finished the tutorial on my friend's Switch, I was like, what other Pokemon can I pick? Because the tutorial was like all Pikachu and Charizard. What else is there? And there was like 4 options to choose from, and I'm like, oh, okay, everything is locked.
Yeah.
I wonder how you unlock all of these things. But it seemed interesting. It seems fun. The people who like it seem to really like it.
Yep.
My biggest takeaway from it has been a lot of people who've never played MOBAs are playing it because it's Pokemon.
That's
and
true.
A lot of people who play a lot of MOBAs very competitively are playing it because they like MOBAs and Pokemon.
Yep.
And unfortunately, they kind of have a leg up in brutally murdering the other player.
Yeah, that's true. No, and that's
which is funny to watch sometimes, but sometimes it's just like,
yeah, frustrating.
Strangling like a puppy. Like, stop, leave it alone.
And that's something Lee actually kind of conveyed before we actually went live. Lee, why don't you break it down for us with because you're still playing every day, right?
Yeah, more often than not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because with the game, like you can do ranked matches, and you can level up in the ranked matches and get higher. And I've been doing that, and I've found that like I get to a certain point and I just get wrecked, because I just like I've done like League of Legends, so I'm familiar with the MOBA sort of concept. I mean, I'm not like a hardcore gamer in that sense, but I'm not unfamiliar with it. And then so I wouldn't consider myself to be a bad player. I like just not as good as those who dedicate so much time to it.
Yep.
And I sometimes feel that I'm on teams with like 8-year-olds and they don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
Particularly on like ranked matches where it's more competitive and you want to actually like win as opposed to just having a bit of fun.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like I sort of see where Josh is coming from, where those who like Pokemon but don't play MOBAs are sort of at a disadvantage to those who do play MOBAs.
Yep. No, that's totally true, and that's some of the things I found while I was playing. I kind of stopped 3 days ago. I blame Caleb from the stream. Only it's online time is his name for his handle. Just because he told me to watch a video from Beat 'em Ups about Pokemon Unite, and it was about how Pokemon Unite is pay to win, and I was like, no, not really, blah blah blah. And then this guy went and paid as much money as possible to jack up all his stuff, and he proved on how he's winning through microtransactions and leveling up his gear to help him win. Now I know that may not be like, well, there's also other aspects to it, but there have been times where I'm battling and I'm like, I got this guy, and then instantly I'm dead. And I know some of the things need to be nerfed and all that stuff, like Gengar, but it just, after watching that video, I'm like, oh, you kind of just ruined it all for me, because I bought the battle pass. I'm playing every day, and I've stopped like 3 days ago, but I still want to play it, but I don't know if it'll be actually okay. I got to hop on, do my dailies and all that stuff, which I was doing. And same thing with ranked. I lost one match in ranked, and I lost like 40 points in my actual rank, and I'm like, what the heck? I lost like that much?
I don't think I've lost a single ranked match that I've played yet, but then again, I've only played maybe 4 ranked matches.
Oh, okay. Lightsy's OP in ranked.
I was going to say brag about it.
That's incredible.
I mean,
do you mind that I just take a call
rank.
for a moment, please?
What's that, Lee?
I kind of just call for a moment.
Yeah,
please.
No worries, dude. All right, Lee, you're
I don't know. I haven't seen the video you're talking about yet, but I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, do it up. He's Australian, and he's super goofy, and he's mainly for kids anyways, for the most part, and that's how his videos always come off. Is
he made really good points though.
He
really
did make very good points, and like he broke it down to like seconds and slowed it right down, and he's like, I should be dead at this point, but if I do this one move with my current power up that I have at level 30, watch what happens, and poof, the dude's alive and killed the guy that was
like
just about to kill him.
Sliver of health, and the other guy had like so much more health. Like he should have been dead.
Should have been dead, yeah. And so,
well, if he does like videos made for kids, it's probably a good thing to do, right? To like warn parents, like, your kids might like this game, but watch your credit card.
Yeah, exactly. But
like Fortnite.
And it's so funny, and we're going to get off topic for a second, but I just watched like his series when he went to Japan, just this past week, which was really cool, and I saw all the stores he went to and all the different things he bought. So that part of you going to Japan has a little bit of jealousy in me, because you get to do all of that stuff if you want to, which is really cool.
A lot of that stuff's still closed right now because of the horrible COVID situation over there.
Yeah, exactly. Lee, what about anything else for Pokemon Unite for that? Like your thoughts on that?
I mean, like I think in a way you're right about how it's sort of pay to win, but I think that only works to an extent.
Yeah.
Because it's like the stuff that you pay for, you can just unlock over time, but that may be like quite a long time for you to.
Yeah, because he made that point in the video that it would take like 400 and some odd days,
over a year, yeah,
just to level up one item. Was it not?
Yeah, which is crazy. And you got to make sure and that's just one item that's basically for a couple Pokemon instead, because people for defense and all that stuff. It's
like. I see that, but it's like, I guess if you put in the time to anywhere upgrade them anyway, you will then like have played it more than those who would have just bought it from the get-go. and you'd probably be able to play better than them anyway through your own skill as opposed to just leveling it up like through paying it.
Holy, I've got to
No, I think the items are a pretty big deal in.
Yeah.
Josh, you got something.
That is the point.
I'm surprised that you'd be able to buy any mechanical thing from my experience. That's usually the thing that players rally behind and go,
Right.
yo, turn this off. This isn't fair. Because this was the whole problem with Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah,
was
exactly.
There were upgrades in the loot packs.
Yep.
Now that was also random, but like
I bought
this
loot packs for that.
in games where you can buy non-mechanical upgrades that end up giving an edge. Like Warzone is one I know where there was a particular skin that was just super dark. So if you bought it, people just couldn't see you if you were in shadow.
Oh, how about that?
Okay.
And
so they've changed the skin. They've lightened it up because there was such huge outcry that players could just buy a $20 skin that was a limited time offer.
Yeah.
Get a permanent upgrade in the game because they're just harder to see.
Yeah. No.
Right? And that's just a raw cosmetic that ended up having a gameplay influence. I can't imagine a game going, all right, everyone, if you want to buy your way to a year's worth of progress on this item that has a raw mechanical output, that's something you might have seen like 6 years ago, and players would be like, in a year in going, hey, wait, this is actually wrong, and we should get them to not do this. It's weird to me that any game in the modern era that's like a competitive thing would ever come out with that. So I'm still like, I want to look at this store and see exactly what all these purchases are.
One of the things was a speed burst that Beat 'em Ups talked about, and he said it's going to take over a year to max out to level 30, and he had it all broken down, like specifically for him in Australian money, it was like $90 for one thing to level it up to $30 or level 30. Which is crazy, which I can imagine for us how much more that would be. I'm not sure the currency between Australian and Canadian money, but
it's pretty close.
Pretty close. $90 is a brand new game, but that's just for one level up on an item. But Lee, I see your point as well, tactics and all of that stuff. But if somebody's coming in just dropping some hardcore poundage, and wrecking your face, which we've seen on stream that somebody just comes in, boom, you're dead, boom, you're dead, boom. What the heck is going on? So, I've kind of stopped playing it because of that, but I may get back into it. I don't know. I like playing with you guys though, so we'll see what happens.
I think it's definitely, if I'm not playing quick battles, like for normal battles, I think it's definitely something that is definitely going to need like a group of friends to play it,
right,
and actually make it fun to win.
Yep.
Like to get that organization going in chat.
Sure. And if we were going to play like the 10 of us, 5v5, which we were doing, like there was no level up, there was no level experience, there was no coins, no tickets, no nothing that you got from that. You just played to have fun, which is great and all, but then you're missing out on all that XP you could possibly get and all that stuff. So I would like to see that changed.
It sort of makes me wonder about like what the matchmaking is like in it, whether the matchmaking in it, because we've seen in like Splatoon 2 where the matchmaking is terrible.
Yeah.
And you get paired with like level 150.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's like, and there's absolutely no chance in beating them. And you know, like, and it might just be the same with Pokemon Unite, where
I imagine it is.
They're both Nintendo, so it's like they don't. Maybe they just don't know how to matchmake in general.
I don't know.
I think I have seen on ranked though, they have at least for like the classes. For beginner class and great class.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So for if you're playing ranked, at least you'll be amongst your own skill level.
Sure.
All right, that's Pokemon Unite, guys. It was longer than I thought we were going to talk about it, but this is great. Any comments about it? If you're playing it, let me know in the comments below. But we are going to revisit the Blizzard Activision shenanigans, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, so 2 weeks ago we talked about this, and one thing I called out was the whatever he was, the president needed to step down, take ownership, and I said that right on the podcast, and so it happened. Said following 2 turbulent weeks that included a lawsuit, an employee walkout, and public outcry over alleged discrimination at the company, and I know you have to say alleged, Blizzard president J. Allen Brack has
he was called out in the lawsuit by name.
Yeah, I believe he was the only employee specifically called out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So it says
who
President
was still there.
What's that?
Who was still with the company.
Yes.
Because there were other people called out who, like in the last year or so, stepped out quietly without any fanfare.
Oh.
But out of everyone who was mentioned by name in the allegations, he was the only one still at the company.
Oh my gosh.
From my understanding.
Surprisingly enough, he only took that position back in 2018, just before all of this started to come together too.
That's wild. And we reported 2 weeks ago that California has been doing a 2-year investigation, right?
Yeah.
It was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So he literally became president like a year before they started collecting their stuff. So who's to say that the last president, didn't already know that this lawsuit was starting to be formed up? And
which is wild. So he's being replaced by co-leaders Jen O'Neill and Mike, I think it's Ybarra. Either way,
I think it's Ybarra.
Yeah, they need to have some female representation guarantee up there, whether she becomes president or something. But things need to change, of course. But Lightsy, you also have some other news and stuff like that and thoughts on.
It was just basically the same stuff. The whole walkout wasn't really related around the lawsuit itself.
Sure.
It was more in response to Blizzard and those who were sending out the emails to employees saying like, oh, this isn't true. This isn't, these are false accusations of our past and that and this. And so, yeah, the employees just kind of were sick of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did their walkout, and like they want the people who sent those emails to be fired.
Yeah, as they should be.
I've seen so much craziness around this. Like their chief, what's her exact title? Compliancy officer, I think.
Yep, that's the one that I'm talking about.
Yeah, before this all came out, she had posted like an anti-whistleblower tweet, like the day before the lawsuit became public, about how people who do the whistleblowing, who put these things out there and get them caught up in allegations and legality, are bad for companies and whatnot. And I'm just like, no, just stop. We have to fix something in this industry.
Yep,
something.
No, you're right. And this is the second time we've talked about this sort of subject. When I had mentioned it last time was first couple podcasts in, we talked about female streamers getting harassed by men, and female streamers going to like nerd conventions and stuff like that, getting sexually harassed by.
Not even that. Like I woke up, what was it, Friday morning, to that DM on Twitter saying that I should get an OnlyFans because they liked seeing my sexy body. And he's one that's like been watching my streams. I don't even know who this person is, just watching my streams and watching the podcast. And like, I don't even dress to show boobs for the podcast or anything. Like
no, and it's pretty wild. The things that people will say behind the keyboard is mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't imagine any of them actually saying that to somebody's face, with a crowd there especially. So there needs to be some hardcore ownership, I'll tell you right now. Big time ownership. The hammer needs to be dropped in Activision Blizzard. And overall, and I'm not saying, when I say this, I'm not saying the company as a company, heads and all of that stuff, but Activision Blizzard has created some amazing games. It is a company that we've known for many years, and we've played their games. And so you think, how could this happen at an amazing company like that? And it's not allegations. This stuff happened when that woman had to go on a business trip with a supervisor, and he brought sex toys, and she killed herself on that trip because she just didn't want to be abused by this guy. Major things need to happen. The hammer needs to drop, the sword, the guillotine, chop some heads off. I don't know. Josh, what do you got?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's just not Activision Blizzard, because I remember there's so much around Gearbox as well.
Wow,
with the
okay.
president of Gearbox being a menace to work with.
Not just that, but like one of the articles that I was looking at this morning was like, they won't be surprised if this whole Blizzard Activision stuff starts a whole another Me Too movement within the gaming.
Good, but good as in let's get all of this exposed and out. But bad that our industry that we love so much is tainted.
This is something that, not to cut you off, but it reminds me of something very similar in the movie industry that happened.
Yeah, Harvey Weinstein stuff.
Well, but there was also a whistleblower, basically. Oh my God, I'm trying to remember his name. Oh no, why am I failing right now?
I know Terry Crews did it. He blew a whistle.
This was a guy. He was in The Lost Boys, the movie The Lost Boys, if you remember that.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland was the main actor in that.
He was one of the kids.
Okay.
He got a live action. He got like a drama series because he and another actor had the same name.
Corey Feldman, right? Or
Corey, yes.
Yeah, one of the Coreys.
He was going to do this huge documentary about the abuse he and the other kids dealt with in the movie industry. And I remember an interview on The View, I believe it was, where he was talking about his documentary. And this older woman who was on The View, who I don't know the name of, looked at him and said, if you come out with this, it's going to ruin the industry. This will destroy the industry. And I just remember thinking, if the industry is so rampant with sexual assault, harassment, abuse of women and minors, then you should probably destroy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't care. These kids are worth more to me than another blockbuster movie.
No, 100%.
Who would ever say that when someone going, I was sexually abused, and then you look at them and go, well, don't talk about it, or the person who abused you might lose their job, and they're a talented artist. I'm like, what?
So, Sil, or I was going to call you Sil. So I'm assuming you're a young pup as well. For myself, being a 1975 born child, I grew up in the 80s, of course, watching all of those movies, and both Coreys were huge, popular in pretty much everything from the 80s. And so all of this stuff coming out, I think it's Corey Feldman. I don't think Corey Haim's alive anymore. I think Corey Feldman.
Well, no, yeah, one of them got really bad into drugs and ended up killing himself. And I think that was what made the other Corey go, all right, I need to...
It is, yeah. So I watched that documentary, I think it was last year during pandemic lock-in time, and I'm not sure if it's on Netflix or what, or you had to watch it on his website. I think it was on Corey's website or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but it's eye-opening for sure. And just crazy. All of that stuff's going on. So I want to see all this stuff exposed. I didn't hear anything with the Gearbox stuff, so that's pretty wild.
Well, it's been a constant thing for years around Gearbox, and it's one of the reasons I don't actively play Borderlands anymore. I'm just like, I kind of want to play a new game. I'm like, oh, Borderlands 3 is a thing. I'm like, I don't know. Borderlands is just got me feeling kind of sideways right now.
No, I get it. I haven't heard anything, and In Borderlands 3 is in my Xbox wish list, so I'll have to do some investigating on that.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else on that, guys?
I had something that I don't know if you've discussed it before on the podcast. But in the and this is just shows how the industry works and is terrible. When Activision Blizzard got this allegations thrown against it publicly, they made a public response,
yes,
right? Which was basically a wet fart. It was just them going, not deflecting or defending, just saying, how dare they accuse us of things we did.
Yeah.
But notably, language-wise, in their letter, they only refer to Blizzard.
Oh.
They say it's Blizzard that has this problem, not Activision Blizzard.
Activision Blizzard. Okay.
No, they very specifically leave Activision out and focus solely on like acting like Blizzard is its own thing that Activision has to deal with now. But it's not. They're the same company, and they don't get to do that. And I just found that really interesting when I was reading through, and when it got brought up on another news show on Checkpoint, I think was where they were like really harping about this. And I'm like, yeah, that's messed up that a company would go, oh no, that's Blizzard. We're Activision. I'm like, no.
No, yeah, it's Activision.
We're Activision Blizzard. You did this to yourself.
That's
you were all one unit, and as one unit,
the moment you came together.
Yeah. Lee, what do you got?
I think it's like they just don't want to be liable, you know, like they just don't want to be pulled into the same stuff, even though they enabled it as well. Like it's like even if they didn't do some of it themselves, like the Activision part, they still enabled Blizzard to keep doing it, and they didn't do anything to stop it.
Still the same HR person.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. That is so wild.
And that's the thing; they don't get the right to try and separate it anymore because they're the same thing. And guess what? Activision is no like foreigner to bad press. From my understanding of how gamers feel about Activision whenever it pops up on their screen, and I'm just like, you don't get to compartmentalize this to being a Blizzard problem. And I'm just like, no, it's an everyone problem.
And I'm pretty sure Activision goes back to late 70s, early 80s, I believe.
Oh, maybe even earlier.
Maybe earlier, yeah. I think they were making Atari games, if I remember correctly. So that's so wild. It's disgusting, it's sickening, and all of this stuff. But it all needs to come out, and everybody needs to heal, and things need to change. Things need to change. So if there's another Me Too movement in the gaming industry, I think that'd be amazing. I think it'd be
Activision is 1979.
Okay, 1979. So they were definitely making some Atari games and stuff. So, wow, that's wild. All right, we are going to keep it serious again, only in the sense of EA, Electronic Arts. Lee actually brought this story, and this just blew my mind. And Josh, this is one of the reasons why I said it'd be great to have a couple more people's inputs on that. And Lightsy was just like, I can get Josh down. I was like, do it.
That's me. I was in bed still.
Yeah, so this is fantastic. And so Lee, I just want to read a couple things first, and then we'll go to you first. Since you're more of a newbie, we'll call you a noob, all right? Even though you're a League of Legends legend, but here it is. Here is it time to change the term gamer? And it says interactive entertainment is so this girl, okay? For EA, her name is. I got her name in here. Her last name is McCarthy, and we have it. Elle McCarthy, who is the VP of Brand for Electronic Arts. She said, interactive entertainment is so widespread and takes so many forms that the term gamer is an outdated one. That's the view of Electronic Arts VP of Brand, Ellen McCarthy, who told Adweek that the convergence of gaming and everything in culture means almost everyone is now a player. Gaming is no longer a medium or an industry. It is simply interactive. You can now interact with almost everything through play, from an interest area like interior design to a movement like Black Lives Matters, or exploring your sexual identity, she said. So my question is the term gamer outdated? I know Lightsy has a lot to say on this, and we will get to her in a moment. But Lee, I want to go to you first. What are your thoughts on this beautiful story? Because it hit you enough that you needed to share that with us for us to talk to.
Well, it's like I don't think it's outdated. Yeah, I think it's just there's so many different kinds of gamers. It's not as plain and simple as it is anymore. It's like it's not like they're like they keep using the word interactive, and interactive is like quite, I don't know, physical more often than like it's online. It's dealing with like different people, but like on like the internet more so than anything else. And saying like how a gamer is outdated, it's like saying the term YouTuber is outdated. There's so many different kinds of YouTubers that it's and there's so many different kinds of gamers that like it's a whole category in itself. Like but saying that the term is outdated just doesn't sit well with me, because it's like, what else do you call it?
Okay. All right, Lightsy, your turn. So just as a heads up, on Discord, Lightsy and Lee had a really good conversation, and I didn't read it because I wanted to get the experience live in here. So I'm excited to see where you guys go with this. So like I said, I purposely didn't read your conversation just so I could get it fresh. So let's go. And she's leaning forward, so let's do this.
I have the conversation back up because like I know I'm not quite in the same heated
you're not in the same
attitude
mode
as I was when I first read this article. But so my first response was that you can't really explore your sexuality through gaming. Like, yes, you can play a gay character, you can play transgender character, but it's not exploring your own sexuality to me. You know, like you're not physically embracing the person, you know, to get that
emotional really attachment and stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say not really that mental, because you can still get that mental connection with someone through the distance. And you know, I've been there many times with long distance relationships, but kissing a character via another character isn't giving you that life experience.
100% agree.
It's not going to give you that, okay, I kissed this girl character, like, oh my God, I love it. Like how their character just looked touching my character. Oh my God. Like no, no, it's different than like experiencing the kiss and having that emotional connection. Yeah. So that was my first thing to that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Josh, you had something to say right there, didn't you? And well, Lightsy, we're going to go right back to you as well.
Oh, I mean, that was mostly a joke. And I was going to bring up how Lightsy was just invalidating all of my romances for the last 3 years. But this is the first time I'm hearing about this article. I think gamer as a word isn't outdated. Like, that's as weird. That's not how language works.
Sure.
To me. But like, it has taken on a different meaning. And there are people who are gamers who would never call themselves a gamer because they don't think they fit into what a gamer is. Like my mother,
Like
God
Animal
love her.
Crossing people that only got into it during the pandemic. Like
Okay.
they I don't know. Some of them don't exactly identify as a gamer. Like it's a limbo.
That's a good word for it though. So you use the word identify.
Yeah.
Right? It's a title. It's like a sexuality. It's something that you identify as. I'm a gamer. That's a part of who I am.
And I would say I'm like a casual gamer. Like I don't go out and play every game that's out there. I'll play what's interested to me when I have the time, but like I don't dedicate hours upon hours except for
Animal Crossing.
I want to talk about the playtime on your island. 1,500 hours.
We mention that every week, okay?
We do. Yes, we do. I love it.
Good. But like my mother would never consider herself a gamer. Mm-hmm. When she watches me play games, she gets bored and she would be like, they're all the same. All of these are the same.
Oh, no.
But then my mother is also the woman who always had her iPod on hand and was playing word games. When I bought her Jewel Quest for her birthday, would steal my Xbox and stay up till 2 a.m. till she physically couldn't see the pieces, till she was just picking them on color because she couldn't see the shapes anymore because her eyes were so bad. 2 a.m. till she 100%ed the game. And then she looked at me like, can I 100% it again? Like, I feel like I've done everything. And I'm like, this took you like 3 months of staying up till 2 a.m. Give me back my Xbox.
That's incredible.
Right? But she would never say she was a gamer.
And that's like my mom in playing Pac-Man. Like she'll enjoy playing Pac-Man every so often, or Tetris.
Yep.
But she's not a gamer.
But see, the term also like doesn't quite work, because if I meet someone for the first time and I say, "What are you into?" and they're like, "I'm a gamer." I'm like, "Oh, really?" And I start like listing off like AAA competitive titles and everything. So what of these do you do? Because I have a few hundred hours in this. I'm super high ranked in this. And they're like, "Oh, I play like Pokemon. Farm Quest on my phone on the train going to and from." And it's soothing. I'm a gamer. It's what I do with my downtime. And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool too. Tell me about your farm." Right? Like, I'll adapt. But like when I hear the word, someone's like, "I'm a gamer," I'm like, all right, shit, let's start talking libraries. All right, how many hundreds of games do you have? Like, what are we talking here?
Yep.
Do we have anything in common? Are we about to co-op up? Are we about to load in Gears of War, hardest difficulty, straight through to the finish? What are we doing? Right? And it's just like, the phrase gamer I don't feel is outdated, but it's such an ambiguous term that I don't know if it's entirely useful without context.
Excellent. No, that's good.
That's how I feel about it.
Going off what, going off what Josh was saying, like, and how like if you meet someone and they say that they're a gamer, then like you assume that they're an avid gamer in so many different fashions. It's like applying that in a different sense. It's like saying, and you're gonna laugh at me, Paul. It's like saying like, the difference between saying that you're a Star Wars fan and someone who watches Star Wars. So it's like say,
I've seen Star Wars. Star Wars? No, I've just seen it.
So it's like Star Wars, so it's like you can say that you're a Star Wars fan, but that may not necessarily mean that you know all the details and everything Star Wars. It might just be that you saw the Star Wars films and you enjoyed them. So you watch the Star Wars films. You're not so much a Star Wars fan as like me. But
we may get into that Last Jedi fan.
Okay, Rogue One fan.
I feel this happens a lot with like movies that have books. Right? Like Game of Thrones. I see people who are like fans of Game of Thrones. I'm like, oh, so you've read the books? And they'll be like, oh, no, I've watched the show. And I'm like, oh, all right, I won't talk about things in the book that I don't know if they were in the show or not. All right.
Sure. You haven't seen the show?
I watched 5 episodes of Game of Thrones season 1. I went, this looks neat. I'll read the books. And then I read all the books and went, that was way better than the show. I'm not going to watch it anymore.
Okay, cool.
I just went, all right.
All right.
Yeah, and it's like, and I guess in a sense, it's like you can apply the argument of like sexuality with it as well. Because in a game, you're on a journey with you. If it's a story-driven game, you're on a journey with a character, but it's the character. You know, like you can see elements of yourself through the character, but it's not defined by it. Much like how you watch a film or you read a book, you're reading or watching the story of the character and their journey in their life. It's like, you know, meeting a friend, or, you know, they're describing their, like, you know, the experiences they went through. You can, like, it's different in the sense of it's more of a personal thing, but you don't then, but your friend is another person. You know, it's their story, not your own. And you know, but you can still see yourself partly in them, like through your connections. And with friends, like it's more of a personal thing. But when you're doing it through a game, there's a filter where you can't influence what they do.
Right, like it's already set as to how their personal growth is going to progress through the story, depending on, well, if it's like a choose your own kind of thing, then I guess it kind of, you could alter it a bit to be more along your personality of in the regards of how you choose your options, but it's still not yourself in the game.
Right. Yep. All right.
I think the representation in games is still very good, though, for helping people come to terms with things.
Sure.
Because if like, you're raised to think that being gay is wrong and terrible, and that's, you never think about it because it's just how you were raised, and it doesn't come up in your life.
That introduces you that way
to like a healthy, like, oh, this, I should be disgusted by this, but I just spent 30 hours playing this character, and this is happening, and it feels right, and they just look like regular people. It's like, oh, I might have been raised wrong. Like, it can still help you figure things out about yourself. Games are art, and I think that art is about expression and connecting and finding things. Gamers are just people who really, really like art.
Yep.
And just in all its forms. And sometimes it's a little less arty. Like some art is a little less artsy, but
sure.
Yeah, like you get your beautiful platform games that are simply basic but have the most amazing backgrounds and artwork to it, even though it's like pixel, and yeah.
And you can have games with terrible graphics but brilliant stories. So it's like art in a different sense.
I had to write a paper on this in university, oddly enough. And I think the game I used as like a premium example for a piece of art in a video game was Gears of War. Which you don't think. It's like, it's just a AAA third-person shooter. You got a chainsaw on your gun. Yeah, cut things in half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but I cried.
Okay.
When Dom had to put his wife down, when he found out she was alive, but dead, basically. And he, off camera, shoots her in the head.
Yeah.
And the whole point of his character was finding his wife. And you spent all this time with his character, your brother, because you play that game as Marcus.
Yep.
And he treats Dom like a brother, so you end up thinking of him as a brother.
Sure.
And you want him to find his wife. You want this idiot who, against all hope, thinks his wife is still alive. And she is. And that was a lot worse than her being dead.
Yeah.
And I cried. And when Dom died in Gears 3, I cried.
Sure.
I don't normally get very emotional, but that game, the art of that game and how the story is told and how all the mechanics work together to pull you into it is something that games have that other things can't do.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone who
So,
watches a movie isn't gonna.
to get back on topic,
I do that.
does that game, is that interact, like how is that game interactive? Because this article said that they want to change gaming to interactive and to player. So like when you think interactive, I think streaming. Streaming
That's very
is an interactive
Yep.
gaming service. Gaming, other than multiplayer games, I don't feel like is very interactive in the sense of being interactive with other people.
See, that's
Like-
the thing, though. You're calling it interactive with other people, but when gaming, you're interacting with the game.
With the game,
because
yes,
it's not like a movie,
but
right?
the way that they want to change gaming to interactive,
Well, they're dumb.
like for me, gaming is my social interaction. If I'm not gaming, then I'm watching somebody else play a game and I'm interacting with them.
Sure.
And that is how I see it being interactive. And yes, playing a solo game is interactive with you within the game, but that's, I don't know. It's just
It sounds like they're making a weird choice by using the word interactive.
yeah, because sports are interactive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Sports are interactive.
Games at their basis are interactive in just the fact that nothing happens unless you do something to it. Or it's not a game. It's a movie. Right? Like a movie isn't an interactive experience. It can be. If me and 5 friends go to a movie, we're interacting, we're talking about the movie. But if I sit down and I put a game on, it will sit there and do nothing until I interact with it. Everything that happens in the game happens because I am choosing to make it happen.
Right.
Even if the game's on a set path and I can't change anything about the game, nothing happens in the game until I am choosing to interact with it.
Right.
And I don't know why they would want to change the word gamer. Like, it seems so weird, and to make it like interactive, it doesn't make too much sense because like everything is kind of interactive. Like I can pick books are extremely interactive because I can pick up and start reading the book, but if I don't choose to turn the next page, the story ends wherever I left it and it never continues.
Yeah.
Right? So it seems super weird to want to make this change. It sounds like someone thought they had a good idea and no one stopped them.
So here's
no one pointed out how what they were saying didn't make any sense.
So here's one of her things. She said there are no best practice rules for how to engage with these niche, multifaceted and passionate communities. She said trying to target gamers is like saying you're targeting people who like music or people who breathe in air.
I agree. You shouldn't try and target gamers. You should try and target specific people, right?
Yep.
If you're going to be like, we're going to make this ad and target gamers, it's going to be like, no, you're really targeting like males between the age of 20 and 35, probably.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's...
And that is what I like about Nintendo's ads for the Switch. Like it's more family.
Yeah.
Playing games. It shows a variety of different people playing games. Yep. It doesn't just show a guy sitting there playing League of Legends.
Right.
You know, like
just Lee playing League of Legends. The only
I think if someone sits down and goes, "All right, we're gonna advertise this to gamers," that person doesn't either understand advertising or people. Right. Like one of those two things is a disconnect.
It's like there's so many different layers to it.
Yeah. Now, someone might say we want to tap into a gaming demographic. We want to tap into fans of this game.
Right.
let's look at that game statistics, see who's playing it,
Mhm.
and find out that it's white males 20 to 35, and then go, all right, let's slap a 25-year-old nerdy looking dude in some game swag. Let's film this crazy shot, lots of cuts, some explosions, and it's like, all right, see, that's what you're doing. You're not advertising to gamers. You're advertising to
that
people who like the game, right?
Excellent.
Like a neat. Yeah.
No, this was great.
That they would. It's such a weird article.
Lightsy, did you have anything else?
Let me just go back to look through my reactions before.
And she already said that she wasn't as heated at the moment as she is now, or sorry, she was more heated at the moment than she is now.
Yeah.
I never.
I had just come home from a long day of work when I read
That's right. This is all Lee's fault.
Yeah,
Lee, if you had Twitter, we'd be digging up EA stuff, and I think that's one of the big problems with EA as well. Is it's almost like they're just so out of touch still after all these years, and the hate and the backlash they still get.
Kind of like that. Shit.
Did you find anything else, Lightsy?
No.
Okay, no, that's cool. Guys, this has been awesome. We are going to, and we're a little over time, which I knew was going to happen because I said I don't think we're going to be very long. And here we are. It happens every time. We're going to jump into Lee's trivia. Josh, you were more than welcome
we can skip that if you want. Like, we're going really over.
No, we need Lee's trivia. So,
man.
If you ask me how many times I did a teabag in Friday the 13th, you are out of here, mister.
The commitment to go through and watch all of those streams again.
It's crazy. So, Josh, you were more than welcome.
You know that I'll do it.
What's that?
You know that I'll do it.
Yeah, don't. Don't. All right, let's go. Lee, do you have 2 questions?
Yeah, but I'm not sure how Josh is going to answer them.
That's okay.
It's probably not.
Okay.
It's multiple choice. It's all good.
I mean, they're just a couple of dumb questions, really. How many Pokemon are currently in Pokemon Unite, like to choose to play as?
As of what day?
We'll say today.
Okay.
Because I haven't added any today.
Oh, all right, go ahead.
I have no idea, but I'll say 18.
I don't either, but he gives us a multiple choice though. So.
Oh, never mind.
15, 17, 19, or 21.
Glad 18 was the number in the middle there, mister.
I don't know, so I'm going to say A, 15.
A.
I'll say B. I like being different.
It's D, 21.
21.
21.
I thought there was like 12.
All right. Well, that sucks.
I'll flip it.
Okay.
I didn't know there was 21 Pokemon. That's crazy.
21's a good
starting
launch. Yeah. I mean, Paragon came out with way less than that, I think.
All right, Lee, what do you have for your second question since we failed miserably?
Well, what's the current season of Fortnite?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. All right, give us our chances. I love how you call it Fortnite too. It's still.
Yeah. I mean, they're wrong in Chapter 2, but it's like the season within Chapter 2. So Season 5, Season 7, Season 9, or, well, Season 3. So, like, Season 3 would be A. So Season 3, 5, 7, or 9.
5? B?
7?
I want to say A. I think they did something weird with their seasons where they like reset it somehow.
Yeah, they're
or
on
they
chapter
changed
2.
the name.
They're on Chapter 2.
Okay. I'd say B.
7.
I said 5.
It's 7. Season 7.
Lightsy, look at that.
Chapter 2, Season 7.
She just Googled it. I know she did.
No.
I didn't. I was just correlating Ariana Grande's song 7 Rings to Season 7.
Oh, that's sad. It's all good, though. All right. That was...
Smart.
Yeah, I guess. Ariana Grande, I still don't know any of her songs, so...
Same.
break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, cause I'm bored.
Oh, I can't
Get
clip
it in the
this.
morning. Yeah.
I have this though, Lee, already recording,
Oh,
so
yeah.
this is good. All right, guys. Anything else you want to chat about?
I think we're
No,
good.
Thanks for having me.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure. It was just awesome to hang out with you last night and today as well. So, Lightsy, where can everybody find you, including your Twitter simps?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Logan Ainsley. On Twitch or YouTube is just Lightsy, and Instagram for my Pokemon Snap and Animal Crossing that I haven't been able to upload because I haven't been able to send pictures from my Switch to my phone lately is lightsy.plays.
Excellent. Josh, you are a Twitch streamer. Where can everybody find you?
I'm usually on Twitch. Well, life's been weird. I haven't been making as much content for a lot of my channels. But twitch.tv/Selenanil. YouTube, it's Selenanil Plays. Yup, for now.
Okay.
There's some other places where I'm doing content, but they're still in the pipe, as it were.
Okay.
Yeah. But
All right.
those places have a lot of my old content for people who want to see it.
Feel free to plug
and I'll
it.
be
It's
uploading
okay.
more Japano content as I hit Japan.
Which I'm excited for. I can't wait to see that
Yeah.
stuff. So, as I said at the beginning, Josh is going to Japan this Thursday. He's moving to Japan, working, and going to be a teacher, and that's phenomenal and super
Just let me
excited.
know what the Olympics are like.
What's that, Lee?
Let me know what the Olympics are like.
Oh, the Olympics.
They'll be over by the time I get there, I hope.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lee.
I think they're supposed to end soon.
I think it's done tonight or something. I think the final.
Well, I get to quarantine for 2 weeks from a hotel, so I don't know how much of that I'll get to see.
Right, exactly. Lee, you social media guru, where can we find you? I know that you added, you did a Facebook thing, but where else can we? All these beautiful people who want you to open up an OnlyFans, where can they find you?
You need to stop asking me this.
No, you need to actually do it. Is what we're demanding, Lee.
No. I mean, you can find me on Discord and in the depths of hell. I mean, Lee Everett. Just you'll know me when you see me. But
Hashtag Lee gets Twitter. That's all we're asking. Just Twitter until you get Twitter, and then we'll come up with something else. So
Hashtag Lee get Twitter.
Stay off Twitter.
I love Twitter.
It's not worth it.
I love it. I just can't get enough of Twitter. And Lee, instead of giving us stories like this. What's that?
As someone with too many Twitters, just stay off
do you?
Twitter.
Okay, that's funny. All right, guys. Anything else? All right, here we go. Guys, hit that like button, subscribe, follow these wonderful people on social media, except for Lee. But when he gets an account, we'll make sure to plug that. Best wishes to Josh going to Japan, which is fantastic. We're super excited. Lightsy opening up her OnlyFans, which will happen, I'm sure, within a week or two. And Lee as well. It should be exciting. And heck, I might as well open an OnlyFans as well, and we'll just have a really good time. So here we go. So as for Lightsy, as for Josh, and as for Lee Everett, my name is Paul, and you guys take care.